Okay, I just wanted to talk about the annotated bibliography, draft 1, draft 2, and then the final draft. So what we're doing is called a progressive annotated bibliography. And what you're going to do is you're going to complete these assignments and you're going to submit, and then I'll give you feedback on them. So in the annotated bibliography, draft 1, there's some information here in the instructions. So if you are feeling overwhelmed or concerned about this assignment at all, I just recommend going to page 386 to 387 in a writer's reference and reading over it. You will see a sample there as well. So I think that's a good place to start if you don't know quite where to start. So I want you doing some research on the topic that you have chosen for your argument paper. Okay. You're going to need 3 total credible sources, but we're going to just start one at a time for right now. I recommend opening up this link here, the annotated bibliography. It will explain the whole assignment for you, and that way that you can just get a good grasp of what's going on with the assignment. So it explains what an annotated bibliography is, and it talks about the structure. The structure is pretty important. So here's a sample entry, and we call these entries. This is the citation, so the MLA information about the source, and then this is the annotation. And in the annotation, we have the type of source, as you can see right here. We have a summary of a source, and the summary usually takes up the most space. And we have an analysis of the source. This is what you'll be doing. You'll be finding your own research for your paper, and you're going to be working with the sources. Okay, so read over this information, read over a writer's reference. I highly recommend, these are the library databases, okay. I highly recommend using the library databases for this assignment. You cannot use Wikipedia, and you are not allowed to use procon.org. That is, there's just a specific requirement of mine. Also, do not use any website that is a .com. You may use other .orgs, .govs, .edus, but it's best to ask if you have any doubts at all. I really just recommend sticking with the databases because we know it's credible, and also because it usually cites them for you, and so that takes out some of that mystery. So if you're going to use the database, I just want to show you how to do that really quickly. As you noted, I already had clicked on this and I have the passwords pulled up. You're going to need passwords for some of these databases unless you're on campus. If you're on one of the Ozarka campuses on the desktop computers, you won't need the passwords. Okay, so my favorite, I'm just going to go ahead and pull it now. My favorite database to use is ProQuest. And you'll see the username is this combination of letters here. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And the password is welcome, and I can remember to do that. Okay, so there's 2 ways to go about finding the databases. You can click Tools and go to Library and go that way, or you can just access our web page and go this way. I mean, there's 2 ways, and it's the same information. So Students in Library. And then here, access online databases. Okay. Again, there some of the popular ones. EBSCOhost has some good things in it. Gale does. Also, some of my students use SIRS as well. These don't cite it as well as some others, but still good information. ProQuest is the one I use for all of the research that I conduct. Okay, so it's asking for login here. So if you'll click on username and paste that username, and then remember welcome is the password, and you can go ahead and get in there. Now, what's great about ProQuest is that you can pull full articles so that you're not having to look for them, get the library to find them for you or whatever. So you click full text and peer-reviewed, and that's going to tell you that these are good scholarly sources. So let's just pretend like our topic is legal drinking age, and so I'll type in keywords for that, and you can play around with the keywords. It's just not an exact science, and we'll see what this brings up. Okay, it's 974 results with the words legal drinking age. And just For instance, will increasing alcohol availability by lowering the minimum legal drinking age decrease drinking and related consequences among youths? Okay, this I'm seeing that this article is about 6 pages, and that's a pretty good length for an article. And so I think I'll click on it if this is my topic. All right, and then here we can just download the PDF. We download exactly what it looked like when it appeared in the American Journal of Public Health. You can save it to your computer or print or whatever you need to do, okay? Another beautiful thing about ProQuest is that you can cite here. So I'll hit Cite, and I'll go find MLA 7th. Remember the rule, if you choose to use 8th, you have to be consistent with it. 7th is what is in our textbook, so I think it's just easier to stick with that. This is the citation, and so on my Word document, I would literally just take this, copy, and paste that over to my Word document as I'm working on this draft. Okay. So getting back to this, you have the sample here, the example. This one includes 2 entries. For these drafting stages, you only have 1 entry apiece. So for this first time around, it's just 1. Then you'll go and find another source, okay? And it should look like this. You should note that the annotations are 1-inch left margin, and the citations are what we call a hanging indent, where the first line is on the left margin, and then the second and following lines is 0.5 inches. Okay. So, draft 1, 1 source, 1 citation with annotation. You submit it, and I will give you feedback. Okay, so that's the first one. It's due Tuesday. The second one will turn around and be due Thursday, so I'm going to have to really get on top of these and grade them. And then next Saturday, you have a final draft, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to put the first 2 drafts together, and you're going to find a third one. And the third one I'm not going to have given you feedback on, but by this point you should know how to do it, and you should be doing well at it, okay? These should be alphabetized by the author's last name when it's all said and done. And like I said, please refer back to this example. Yes, there's only 2 here. You're going to have 3, but other than that, everything is as it should be on this example. Look at the instructions. Look at page 386 on Writer's Reference. Do whatever you have to do to prepare yourself for this assignment. It is important. You're going to be using these sources on your final paper. And one more note about that. It is okay, let's say you have 3 sources by next Saturday, and then the following week you find a source that you like better. Well, that's fine. You are allowed to change sources as needed, okay? But we have to start somewhere, okay? Okay, I hope that helps explain annotated bibliography. Try to relax. Literally, you're doing with these your own sources what you've been doing with the reading so far in this semester. You're just having to type it up in a more formal submission. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks.